What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? We are finished with week one of the episode. Sorry, week one of the NFL season. You know what? You know what? Don't give me flack. At least we finished week one of the NFL season. This week was something. This week was something. Just very new, very neutral. I mean, it's not like we
hmm
win as Daniel Jones somehow look like a great quarterback.
No. Nope.
And the only thing that's the same that the New York Giants are still terrible. I feel like that's the only thing that's still the pretty much the common denominator.
Whoa,
But
whoa,
anyways,
whoa.
what?
That's no. There is also somebody else that was pretty fucking terrible. That has always been pretty terrible.
Who?
Your god on the gridiron.
Look, look, look. I like to blame Andre Smith, the former kicker of the St. Louis Battlehawks, for missing not only the extra point but the game-winning field goal. I'm just saying, the Bengals could have lost another week one game, and let's just say that it was just pure luck that the Bengals won. Pure luck. But yeah, Anyway, people, what is up? What is up, everybody? We are here to talk about week one and give our predictions. I mean, I guess that there's a game I'm gonna have to look back to for today's game. Was the Seahawks Niners game? Tariq Woolen, he sold. I like there was two plays. The first play when he gave up that big passing, that big passing reception to Ricky Pearsall Jr., or he could easily pick that off, or even just swat it off. And I get that Tariq Woolen's like ideal. He's like, hey, he wants to get like the big game plays, but like he slowed down there and threw it off. And then not only some guy named Tongues was somehow, which I don't know whether, which I should be at least low key impressed that he was able to catch that in double coverage to get the game winning touchdown. But Tariq Woolen also involved with that could have at least done something. Again, I Seattle had that game. Seattle had that game pretty close. Sam Darnold almost led them to a game winner. Not his fault. Not his fault. What happened at the end there? Nick Bosa and just overtook Gabe Lucas, caused that fumble to happen, and that was the end of the game. I would say that was a very ugly game for Seattle. The offense couldn't do anything. A lot of screen passes during the game. I'm not sure it was just because it was playing against the Niners offense or D line is very elite, hence the screen passes. But it was just it was a very low scoring slugfest for both sides in the offenses. Niners were able to make more plays though. Any
No.
comment? Uh,
I mean, yes, I also watched that game. We actually watched it together, so that was great. Um, yeah, Woolen sold. And as much glaze as I've given the man, should have won Rookie of the Year back in 22. That's fine. Who cares anymore? But like again, he had that should have been batted down, at least intercepted pass with Pearsall. But that like game winning touchdown pass that he gave up pissed me off the most because he was right there. It could have been picked, could have been swatted away, batted down, everything. and he sold so hard. And I get it, Bosa just ran through Abe Lucas like he was nothing. That's caused Darnold to fumble. But we wouldn't have been in that position if Woolen just played better coverage. Because I don't think I didn't hear Witherspoon's name once, and that's not in a oh, that's in a bad way. That's in a good way. I didn't see him get thrown on and it be like a deep or like really good completion. And yeah, I get it. Reek was a fifth round pick, but it's not like, oh, he's a fifth round pick. He deserves some slack. It's more so he had a great rookie year, a decently good sophomore year. His junior year was again decently good, but on a contract year, game one, he just does that. Like, if we don't extend him, I won't be mad. It's
I
and you know, I don't hate the guy. I don't hate him. I enjoy him. But damn, he has to be better.
I just think like Tariq Woolen like has like the last like couple of years, especially like last year, where there's at times he just gets like burnt. And I understand corners get burnt like every now and again, but it felt like more of a theme with Woolen. Like he's want to get these big plays, try to get these, but like it just feels like there's like a lack of coordination, like a lack of like he's like eyeing the ball, hoping that it's there, but then he gets burnt, and it's just like, and especially for a guy who who's supposed to be, he had like the one of the faster combines in the draft, or sorry, in the faster 40-yard dash in the combines in 2022, but and again the combines don't inherently matter as much, but to to some degree, but I just for what it is, I think is just I don't know what to really do. Again, if we don't extend him, wouldn't really shock me. He'll probably get a he'll probably get a cornerback money elsewhere in 26 or whatever. But that was pretty bad. I mean, like granted, our defense did try like to keep up throughout that like most of the entire game, but the Niners were able to like come with the big plays, and I don't get at times where we just like I think like the problem also with the defense was we couldn't do anything on third down. Like whenever we're on third down, it was legit like we're like, okay, I want to see what like big play did he give up to get a 10 yard to get a first down at least. I mean, and then sometimes yes, we do get on third down, but like we couldn't stop Christian McCaffrey, like at least to an extent. I mean, granted, it is Christian McCaffrey, but like it's just like I guess it's still like this team is still young. This team is like still trying to get adjusted. It's week one. I get it, and for the most part, the defense did play well for the most of the part. There was just still some things that still need to be worked on. The offense was pretty sluggish. I mean, Sam Darnold had his moments, but I don't get why Seattle does this whole thing where we don't really do anything on offense for like most of the game, and then whenever we're like behind, that's where we start doing this. Like that's how we started showing everything what we can do. Like we saw what Sam Darnold could do in the last drive. Like we saw he was able to get it to JSN. He was able to get these big plays all the way up until like the last final play with the fumble, but I just don't get why Seattle like kind of like keeps their offense very conservative all the way up until until when we need to.
Yeah, like Walker was kind of like non-existent. Cup didn't really do much. It was mostly like JSN, Charbonnet, and Darnold. which that's not bad, but Walker's supposed to be RB1, whereas Sherman's supposed to be RB2, but we're in a committee. But when your RB1 just isn't performing well, and your backup is, kind of raises some questions like, hey, what do we do here from moving forward? I don't hate
Yeah.
Walker. I like him a lot. It's just that he needs to be better. I get it. He's been battling injuries, but I don't know what Sharp can do that Walker can't. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I
I think
feel
with
like
Sherman,
every single year, it just feels like the 2022 class just gets like worse and worse.
I mean, aside from Charles Cross, like probably
Yeah,
still
so that like the 2022 class, like everybody's on their like prove it year, and nobody has been showing up.
because you have Charles Cross, who's been still great, just needs to stay healthy, but he's been healthy for most of his time in Seattle. Just as long as he's healthy, we're good. You have Boy Mafe, which he's not bad, but obviously he's not going to be like he's not a premier like edge rusher, like not a premier pass rusher as like a Micah Parsons or a Rashawn Garrett, or I guess not Rashawn, like a TJ Watt type of guy. But you're like he's definitely solid. Then you have, of course, Kenneth Walker, which not bad. And I get our O line is not inherently great, but he's able to still he was able to do run it for the most part. I think again, as long as he's healthy and at least they find like I feel like they just gotta find something for him during this season. I just don't know what that is, but I can't really describe it, but yeah, then of course you have Rick Woolen, great rookie season, but just but that's kind of been it. That's like besides that great rookie season, there's been like not really much he has like done to be like, oh, he has like improved or like has like done anything. I'm not saying like, oh, he needs to get like 6 interceptions every year or like anything, but like his game kind of just it's starting to look like it's about to be like Trey Flowers, where he just gets burnt like a lot more, and it's just like you just kind of like do that. Then there are some other players after that, but like those are like the key main guys I kind of want to highlight for at least for this 2022 class. Oh yeah, there's also Kobe Bryant, which he is a solid safety. I think Mike Donald did at least like when he converted that did at least show he can do better, and I think that's probably a guy we like to keep if we're getting him on a cheap deal.
Yeah, I
Now
mean, moving forward, we have so many people on a contract year, a prove it year, a
they have one
go
more year left
home
after
or go
this
big.
season.
Yeah, and we're gonna. We're gonna make some decisions. It's just showing. We have to make decisions unless people can like get it together. Maybe walking into 26, we don't see Wallen or Walker on this team. And
Yeah,
if that's what it is, I wouldn't mind. But it's just like, damn it. Like,
because
at least they weren't like first round picks. That's kind of just like all I can say about it.
yeah, I think it's also just like I think it's also probably the fact that it's still I'm not sure if Pete Carroll does bring a factor. I think Pete Carroll does still bring a factor to this because I think with Seattle, like he was able to kind of figure out how to way to do it. And I get it. Mike Macdonald's in the second year, right? This is this is now a brand new head coach. We have a brand new OC, so maybe we're just kind of overreacting a tiny bit, even though these are a tiny bit, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. We still got 16 games left, um, and going forward, next week we'll play against Steelers. We'll see how that game goes, and yeah. But speaking of the Steelers, the Jets and Steelers game, I was kind of surprised that it actually was a high scoring game.
Oh, me too.
Like I thought, like Aaron Rodgers, like he showed some of his magic. Like he showed like a bit of his like MVP self. I'm not trying to like say he's gonna win MVP this year, but like he did show some of his old flashes, like he was back in Green Bay. He Justin Fields did play pretty solid this week. So I mean, I most likely the Steelers are going 9-8 or 10-7 and probably get a first round exit. There's probably a chance for that. But I mean, if the Jets finally have something with Justin Fields, maybe they have their quarterback the future. Who knows? I mean, he's there for 2 years, so I mean, there's that. But yeah, I feel like that's what I'm just like. Yeah, that's probably what I'm saying about the Jets and Steelers game. But
No, no.
What?
You have to mention him.
Who? DK?
He had a good game.
He did have a good game, and we're playing him next week at Pittsburgh. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, again, we know how the Steelers are. They'll look like a great team one week, and then the next week they'll kind of go back to this kind of mediocre play. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. But speaking another game that I want to talk about, and it's the title of our episode, Attack of the Jones.
Again, hang on. As you can see, Logan is not here. He is currently in hiding.
Currently in hiding. He's not.
I don't blame him.
He didn't miss this episode because he's at school. That's a nonsense answer. No. Because there was a guy named Daniel Jones. He was in Indiana. He was in Indianapolis on Sunday afternoon, and he destroyed the Dolphins. He killed some Dolphins. Just if you're looking out, if you want, but yeah, Daniel Jones is wanted for murdering the Dolphins. So okay,
And that Miami offense, though, is for it being. I mean, it just gets out of flack because it's the flashiest offense or the fastest offense. Unless you can't put that together, that doesn't mean a damn thing. You have to be able to put together your offense and make it work. The only good player on that offense was Achane. And yes, that's also because he got their only touchdown. But Tua, bad. Tyreek, bad. Waddle, bad. Offensive line, bad. They just signed Cole Strange off the Browns practice squad. Like a guy that I only know from the damn memes.
Only know because I just keep thinking that 2022 first round class with
21.
And then Sean what?
21.
21 for real?
It was 21.
That was 22. Okay, anyways, either way, I just think of that time with like Sean McVay after the Patriots drafted him, and he was like, wait, they drafted him? Like guess the Rams were actually interested in drafting him, but in the third round. Not even considering not even a first round pick, but they were like, all right, well, well, they're like, okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, I just don't know with the pay. I just don't know with the Dolphins. They like, I was thinking going into the season, I thought they were like boom or bust, like a boom or bust team. Either they're going to look like back to the playoff form, right? Go maybe get a wild card spot. That was the ceiling I had, or they were just going to look terrible. I mean, this week they look bad, and I did say this: whoever was going to lose this game was probably going to be the first one going to get fired after the season, or gets fired maybe during the season or even after. Right now, Mike McDaniel, they just look off, and I get it. And I get the locker room this past offseason was not great. Everyone's kind of getting tired of the stick because I think like going into 2022 with Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones, Mike McDaniel, wrong corner. Okay, I had Mike Daniel Jones in my mind. Okay, so when Mike McDaniel got hired, right, he was supposed to be this offensive genius coming from the Niners, looking like, hey, we can make this team into a Super Bowl contender. And in 2022, they were looking like it, right? They brought in Tyreek because he wanted a bigger contract, and of course, pair up with Jalen Waddle to make himself a great offense. Of course, he still had most. Wait, I think they brought in Mostert. Brought in they brought in like some other people to help this offense, but every year they just kind of get worse and worse. Granted, yes, Tua has been injured in some parts, but Tua has been injured in some parts of the season. But it just feels like Tua, good quarterback, but he's not going to. He's just so far as we've seen, he's just not gonna take it to the next level. He's kind of like in that Kirk Cousins here, where like you know what you're gonna get from him. And it's that part that Tua is the best part of that, like best QB for that offense. Because if Tua's out, everything else just goes, everything else crumbles.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Tua, I don't hate the guy. I like him a lot. It's, I mean, I want him to retire, not as a dick thing to say to Tua. That man has had more concussions than I probably ever seen from like an NFL player. I
Yeah.
want him to focus on his health and just vibe, than continue to go out there and do whatever. Because because from what I saw, that Colts
Okay. 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 You already know. Just go. Just continue. Continue.
whatever we say, Pretzel Boy. When it came to when it came to that Colts pass rush, it looked elite against that. If you can call it Dolphins offensive line, Tua
It
could
is
have
not.
died back there.
The Dolphins' offensive line has been trash for like years. Like even
It
though how many improvements they got.
remember that SpongeBob episode when SpongeBob hurt his butt skiing, and he had his
Oh
friends. It was the
right.
penny, the napkin, and the penny. Or it was a penny, napkin, and chip. The
Yeah.
Dolphins' offensive line is worse than those three objects, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why they just throw all of the money at Tyreek, at Tua, at Waddle, Moster. They're probably going to be paying H-Hand the next year or two. But yeah, their offensive line is garbage. As far as I know, Terrence Armstead is currently injured. He's gone for a
He's
while.
retired. He's retired.
Okay, hang on. Who the fuck was? Okay, hang on. There was somebody that the Dolphins had on the offensive line that just got injured like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I don't know who
I
it
don't
is, but
remember, but again, they signed Cole Strange from the Browns practice squad. Again, I only know who that is because of the memes back in 21. Instead of that, he's not even that good. Like, I don't know why they think that Cole Strange would fix offensive line. He couldn't even protect Mac Jones.
yeah.
Like, I just don't get it.
Well, I think just And yes, granted, I'll say this: I'll give props to the Colts. I'll give props to Daniel Jones for actually like doing well. I will say that I'm kind of surprised that he actually played decent because during the preseason, every Colts fan was kind of like, these are like, I mean, every Colts fan, every NFL fan is like, wow, these two are really our options. Anthony Richardson, a guy we thought who was going to be the quarterback of the future, is now losing the job to Daniel Jones. And then the other one is like a rookie quarterback they brought in, Riley Leonard, and everyone thought like, is are we gonna have to roll the season with Riley Leonard? Of course, Daniel Jones won the quarterback job. He did well this week. I mean, granted, next week he's playing against the Broncos defense. Well, good luck to him. But I I think this is probably the end of the Dolphins like new era. I'm gonna say here, even probably going to this offseason before week one, it just kind of felt like this is kind of the end. They kind of like those 2 years, 22 and 23, it just feels like their window just kind of been shut. Like they just like I'm assuming Tyreek Hill is probably gonna be a trade deadline candidate. People have been making that rumor, and he has another accusation charge on him. News got announced today for that.
Oh my god,
And
that
then
I have not seen yet.
yeah, it's on ESPN if you want to try to go check it out.
I'll go find
But
it
yeah,
later.
I I just think this is probably the end. Might as well if you're gonna try to blow it. I feel like if the Dolphins are still like in that range where they can't really contend, I think might as well trade Tyreek somewhere, like for at least any valuable you can for any value you can. That's how I see it. I I'm assuming Mike McDaniel will get fired. Chris Greer. I feel like he's probably more the bigger issue. I think he's probably more the bigger issue than McDaniel. But
It's just like you look at the Dolphins team. They are a decently well-rounded team, except for the quarterback position. You know, they traded Ramsey away to the Steelers, who had a great game on Sunday. And
destroyed that wide receiver at the end.
I mean, it looked like Daniel Jones was just throwing over the field. Somebody that that could have prevented it. Jalen Ramsey. Um, it's actually also like really funny now that Ramsey and that Ramsey and DK are on the same team after years of rivalry.
Yeah.
It's not neither here nor there. But like I just don't know like what else they could do. Like McDaniel's era is done. Greer should have been gone years ago, but he just has that one flashy trade or one flashy sign that just like it says like, "Ooh, that's really nice," and he just keeps his job. But kind of looking on the other side of the game, if I'm the Colts, you draft AR5 to be your like dual threat. He can throw, he can run quarterback.
Potentially.
And then you watch Daniel Jones play, who just did exactly what AR5 was supposed to do. You look at AR5 and be like, what the hell? You let Daniel Jones just did everything that you were supposed to do for us, and he's worse than you. Like it's like if I'm the Colts right now, I would see what you have in Jones, and if he plays well again on Sunday against the Broncos, yeah, he will not lose his job.
For a
But if
while.
he plays, yeah, if he plays, I'm not saying he's gonna have like a season just like Darnold, but if he plays good, if I'm the Colts, I would give him like a 2-3 year deal worth like 30 mil a year. I'm not gonna give him the contract the Giants gave him. I'm not that stupid. But just like give him a couple years, and if he pans out and plays great, then you kind of have your quarterback of the future, who is going to be a franchise guy, but he's going to be a bridge quarterback at probably the very least or the most. and just see what you have right in the sunset, like running in the sunset. But
I
I don't know. It's just so frustrating that ever since Luck retired because the Colts refused to support him, they just been on this carousel of quarterbacks. And we all thought once they drafted AR5 that it was going to end. The Colts will finally have their quarterback, the future, and they can contend. Because outside of the quarterback room, the Colts are a decently good team. It's just
they're
that,
not like terrible, but they're like okay. That's how I see them. They're an okay team.
yeah, you know, I must. It's just not like think of the Jets back in 23 when they traded for Rodgers. They were just like a quarterback away from contending. Rodgers got killed. Look, kind of the Steelers now. They're like a good quarterback away from contending. They got Rodgers, ironically, who again played great. Like that was Rodgers' best game since 2021. And
Yeah,
I get it, he didn't play in 23, but really, even back in 22, with
he
the
was
Packers,
he was
it's
okay.
it's just that I don't know, teams that have great or good or great rosters, but just need their quarterback always scare me because that doesn't always fix the problem. Look at the Broncos back in 22. They were a quarterback away. Cool. They traded Russ. They give him that big deal, and it blows up right in their face.
Yeah,
It worked out well for us because we got the we got we got we got that fifth overall pick in Witherspoon. But it's more so I think teams shouldn't be looking at we're a quarterback away from contending and just go out and send the biggest and the flashiest either guy from free agency or the trade, and instead maybe get a guy like Darnold, maybe get a guy like Jones, or at this point might be Tua to have a good maybe 2 to 3 years and just build around them. And maybe in that last year of that contract, just go all in. And if it works out well, give him a couple more years of extension. You don't always just make that your entire personality. And
I
I just hate the fact that that's like what teams are doing now. And I get it. The quarterback is the most important player on the team, most important position, the whole 9 yards. But if you can't build around them or have good chemistry with that quarterback, that team's not going to succeed. And I don't know why teams just don't see that.
I think it's more because of this copy and paste. Because if you look, of course, if I have to bring the two prime examples to this, I felt like three prime examples. And first one, we go back to the early 2010s. Ironically, the Broncos. They brought in Peyton Manning, which, of course, he lost Super Bowl 48. And I know he wasn't doing great in Super Bowl 50, but hey, they believed that Peyton Manning was supposed to be the future. They were not, I guess, not the future, but at least the guy to at least get him to a ring. Guess
The
what? At
bridge
least they
quarterback.
succeeded. I guess a bridge quarterback in a sense, but unfortunately, your backup plans did not work well after that. Then after that, you have Tampa Bay. They had an excellent roster. They just needed the right quarterback. Jameis Winston wasn't one of them. They bring in Tom Brady. Guess what? First year, they win a Super Bowl. They even almost got to another Super Bowl if they didn't choke their defense didn't choke away in the last few seconds in the Tampa Bay Rams game. Speaking of the Rams, Matthew Stafford. This was kind of for both sides. Everyone believed that they thought, hey, we have this great roster. Jared Goff, he's okay, but he's not great. So that trade him up to Detroit or Stafford. Guess what? First year, Stafford was able to do it. Was able to lead his team to Super Bowl. They won it. So now looking at this as more of a copycat league. It's just It's just more how we're seeing it now. They're like, hey, and I think it's been even then. I would say years prior that has been a mentality for a long time. It's just now we've seen it prominently, like we finally see it happen between between with Tampa Bay, between with the LA Rams. It's just now in 2022 and onward. That's just it, I think just with the amount of big contracts we have, just I think that's just what's kind of been the effect because like now, of course, Russell Wilson got traded and extended in 22. You had you had who else?
Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson, yes. And Deshaun Watson traded I guess got a new contract extension. Um, you had Kirk Cousins last year in 24, who was doing all right up until his injury in 23, and the Falcons decided to go get him, believing that hey, he's going to be our QB for at least for the next few years, while we at least develop Michael Penix Jr. Now at the time, and then now I mean, it's blowing up. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's just more how I see this as trial and error. And and even then, you also got to look back with Daniel Jones in 23. After even that one season, which everyone says is I would say that was an okay season. I would still say his rookie season was still his best season, in my opinion. And I get it, like, well, Daniel Jones went to the playoffs that year. Like, no, Saquon Barkley carried you to the playoffs that year. But yeah, they decided to go extend Daniel Jones because they believe that he will finally improve because Brian Daboll's, a good coach and everything. And then of course, who else? Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, and then I feel like we're going to some successes. Baker Mayfield, of course, after almost going back to like the backup, was about to be in the backup realms for a while. Of course, he found success in Tampa Bay, and now he's their franchise QB, and he's up for an extension after next season. So we'll see how that one goes. But it's just, I think it's just now we're seeing like with the whole set of contracts we're seeing now, we believe we are one quarterback away. And even then, this also applies to every position. And everyone thinks, oh, we're just one cornerback away. We're one running back away. We are wide receiver away from being Super Bowl contenders. Even though I think there's probably more to it. Let's go with Seattle. And I know you're going to hate this so much, but Jamal Adams.
Oh,
Seattle, that one, yeah. 2020. Seattle believed that, hey, we got Shaquille Griffin, who was a solid corner. They had they traded Quandre Dick in the 2019 trade deadline. He was doing well in Seattle. And then, of course, everyone thought, hey, we just need our Cam Chancellor, which we thought was going to be Jamal Adams, and traded him in 2020, thinking that we're going to Super Bowl. Guess what? Got put out of the first round, 7-10. He got injured. We went 9-8, but not really because of him. And then 2023, his worst year in Seattle, and then eventually, we cut him. Yeah, that's probably because we want to start fresh, but yeah. But it's kind of crazy. We haven't even talked about the game of the week.
You're right. Texans Rams. Fucking
Texans.
The best game.
The Stafford is dead theories are finally put under the table. But yeah, Ravens Bills though. That was a phenomenal game. The Ravens almost had it. Ravens had that game. Why do they always shoot themselves in the foot every crucial moment? And again, this is week 1. There's going to be tons of games, but especially if you're going to go against a team that's also competing for a Super Bowl, you can't be doing that. And everyone's going to say, oh, but the Derrick Henry fumble will cause it. No, you guys shocked yourselves. Your defense was getting smoked by Josh Allen. Yes, Keon Coleman did an amazing play, that amazing catch, which is just like that kept them alive. But you shouldn't be in that position if your defense didn't give it up.
I mean, okay, so if you were to look at that last drive of the game, one of the biggest names on defense, Jair Alexander, he got burnt pretty badly. Where if he would have either tackled the receiver inbounds or just wadded the ball away, the Bills wouldn't have been so close for their 85-year-old kicker to kick that game-winning field goal. Like,
also, Nate Wiggins with that DPI call.
Yeah, that was bad.
And not only that, he almost could have gotten it twice. Remember during the 2-point conversion play? He almost got that. The refs didn't call it, but if they did, the game would have probably been tied, and this game could have gone likely to overtime, if anything. That's like ifs, buts, and that's ifs, what could have, would have, should have. But I'm just saying, like, the Ravens, and this is not just this game. People have put up stats like every time the Ravens have blown more leads, probably more leads than the Falcons, but the only difference with the Falcons, they blew a lead with the Super Bowl, of course. But Ravens, is this a Harbaugh issue? Is this a Harbaugh issue or just unfortunate luck?
It makes me sad because, well, not really. For one, I don't know if this has been revealed yet, but we are, kings of the North. You peasants down there.
I'm not even a Browns fan, and it's just I'm not even a Browns. You're tied with you're only kings of the North because you beat the Browns because the kicker decided to not come in clutch.
Speaking of kickers, we'll get to a different one here in a second. But if you look at the Ravens game, so there was a stat that pulled up. Teams that have scored 40 points and have over 250 yards of offense were 277-0. The Ravens made that 277-1 because they lost with the best. Another team that damn near had that exact same stat line. I'll give you one guess.
Is it the Bengals last year?
Yeah. Against who?
Ironically, the Ravens.
Yeah. So maybe I'm laughing at the Ravens blowing that massive fourth quarter lead to make me feel better about myself for last year. Both games last year. Only one I really care about is that Thursday night football game where I cried live on stream while Lightning was ranting about the Bengals. You're sitting there stunned.
Yeah. Just saying Zach Taylor should be fired. That's all I kept saying.
Honestly, after this game, I do believe Zach Taylor should be fired. Because I know we kind of brought up the game earlier. That Bengals offense, there was no 60 points scored. I was promised a 60-60 game. We couldn't even reach 20 points. This is BS.
Brown's defense is still great. Brown's defense is still solid, but
the Bengals defense is ass. And yet, you guys only scored 16 points.
I lost $25.
Oh yeah, he lost $25.
Well, granted, I technically gained it back at the end because that's more of a side story for us on the side, but anyways.
Speaking of kickers, today Jake Moody got he got kicked out. He done
He got released.
because he's
Again, he was
ass.
drafted in the third round. He was drafted in the third round, by the way, people. I I really want to
Justin
know.
Toucher went undrafted. That means
I
shit.
I yeah I will never understand the Niners' decision. I think even Cam, our friend Cam, was still kind of like. I think even told us like he never understood why the Niners drafted a kicker in the third round. Not saying drafting a kicker is like bad, but if
A
you're going to use
third
your
round pick.
a day two pick, he better be like Adam Vinatieri. He better be like Adam Vinatieri, Steven Gostkowski, uh, who else? Like prime. Well, Matt Prater, just for the sake of just being funny for tonight or for Sunday's
I
game.
mean, prime Justin Toucher. Before
Front before everything,
before it was revealed that he is a sex offender. Well, no, that's not the right word.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh,
Moving on. But like,
go ahead.
I don't know. Week one was just a terrible week for kickers because another thing, if the Ravens didn't miss that extra point, we would have gotten overtime.
Yeah, that is.
If that game went into overtime, that would be contention for game of the year, which I feel like at this point it already is.
Yeah, I mean, of course, granted, we still have 16 more weeks, but this was a very great game. Like again, I I will say this: Josh Allen still has proved that he deserved that MVP. I uh, I'm not trying to try and start something, but Josh Allen went out there. He he did everything. He did everything he can. Granted, some of it was due to the Ravens' fault, but most like everything else was Josh Allen and the Bills. Like, but yeah, that game, like game of the year, amazing game. But let's go to the game right after
Hang
Bears.
on, hang on. Oh, Bears Vikings. Yeah, before we do that, I'd like to talk about four games for a hot second. One, we potentially had the one of the best season openers if it wasn't for Mother Nature giving all of us the finger and saying, nah, this game's
Slow this
too
game
good.
down.
Let's just end it at this point. Um, Eagles Cowboys. The first half was electric. I was so hyped. Carter got he got kicked out
Ejected.
for pulling the infamous Hawk Tua. Um, Cowboys were showing that Parsons would have made a difference because Hurts had those two rushing touchdowns. If they had Parsons, Hurts probably doesn't get those. The Cowboys might win that game. And like three, maybe the Cowboys aren't as bad as people think. CD should also learn to catch balls. Pause. Second game I do want to talk about. The Chiefs are
Brazil game.
0-1, just like
The
I
AC West
predicted.
is 1-0. The AC West, the 3-4 to the AC West is 1-0. By the way, people,
It's beautiful.
it's strangely beautiful. Justin Herbert kind of put the if man discussions down for a week. We'll see how he goes against the Raiders next Monday.
We will get the Raiders game in a second. But I will say this: Quinn Johnson, best game I've ever seen out of his ass. If
Yeah,
you were balls at playing a fantasy, you should have won your league just by
5 yards.
default. This man decided to be funny, and Kelsey gave him the finger, not once but twice. People who started worthy, maybe
RIP.
just you can just go home. But no, that was also like a pretty good game. a game that we streamed, a game that we had fun on. There were allegedly the halftime show was great. I missed it. I'm super upset. Seeing reports that every single female in the world hated it, but every guy loved it. So that's great. I missed one
I
of the
didn't
best
really
halftime
watch
shows of
it.
all time. I was out doing something. Um, yeah, Chiefs are 0-1. It's beautiful. They are going to be playing the Eagles, which
The
should be prime
rematch.
time. I wanted it to be prime time, but no, Fox is a dick. Um, Another game I want to quickly talk about. Lions. You good?
Okay. So I was watching this game like actually more cold
I
heartedly.
wonder why.
I wonder why more. All right. But aside from that, I'll say this: Jordan Love, he looked better. He looked better in that game today. I mean, right now, I know the overreaction for the Lions is everyone's going to be like, "Oh, no Ben Johnson, no Aaron Glenn." I know that's probably going to be the set overreaction, but you know what? I'll say this: the Packers defense, like, they didn't really put out Micah that much. Based on what I was seeing, they didn't like just bring in Micah throughout the entire game. They were slowly like putting him in like throughout the time. But the Packers defense, though, they actually did solid. They were kind of figuring out Jared Goff. They kind of made some big plays when needed to. The offense, though, the Lions offense was, yeah, granted, it was still a bit iffy. It wasn't, they didn't play great. There was moments I'm just thinking like, okay, they're kind of giving it to Gibbs and Montgomery, but they're not, nothing's really happening there. But I mean, the Packers did play a great game. The Lions offense and defense, they kind of need to figure some stuff out. I mean, next week they do. I mean, I guess game one they'll probably figure something out. But Lions, they're probably not going to be the same team as they were as the last couple of years. I probably could say that.
And then kind of before we go into Monday Night Football, Geno Smith and Pete Carroll,
Did well.
they won a game, not in Seattle.
Yeah. Didn't really watch that game as much as I wanted to.
I'm just so proud of him.
I They may not be in our team anymore, but we still like them. We still like them. Some Seattle fans probably are still mixed about it, but you know what? I still give respect to Geno. I still give respect to Pete Carroll. That's, even though they're not being in Seattle, but hey,
but
we
not
still
Jamal
did something. Not Jamal Adams for obvious reasons. But Monday Night Football, that was a game. The Bears, people put the memes that their opening drive, and then that was kind of it. I was looking at that game. I mean, you were watching that game too, but
reasons.
it was sloppy. It was sloppy. Despite what the score said, it was pretty sluggish. JJ McCarthy didn't really play great up until the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams was doing solid. I'll say this: Caleb Williams played a bit better. I know they didn't win the game. They played a little bit better, but they still got some things to work on. I will say that for sure. They still got some things to work on. DeAndre Swift is not their guy. I will say that.
I know.
DeAndre Swift is not their guy.
I'm so mad.
I was hoping Aaron Jones got 12th. I was hoping Aaron Jones would have been the more lead back. I did not expect Jordan Mason to play that much. I didn't expect Jordan Mason to play as much on Monday. Which, I'll say this: Jordan Mason did look solid. I mean, for the most part, he was able to at least get like some first downs here and there. So I will say that, neutral wise. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Bears offense, I think they just didn't need to choke. I mean, in total, they technically only scored 17 points of offense that game, because granted, one of those touchdowns was a pick six. Vikings still need to get something together with JJ McCarthy, but I think there's a chance for him to be good. But that game was ugly.
According
That's all I'll say.
to Schefter, the Niners are currently working out veteran kicker Eddie Pinero to replace Jake Moody.
Okay.
So, those of you who care, just don't. Those of you who don't care, move on to your life because doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. But with all being said, let's get down to the pick'ems.
I will to say this right now. What?
Oh God, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say. Normally we did this in like an hour. I don't know what's taking so long today.
We went on a whole rant through like a whole bunch of things, which is good.
And this is not a 2-man show. If Logan was here, we'd probably be here for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, right. All right. Pick'ems time. The only thing that people care about.
All right. Let me go to my ESPN app and pull it out just so I remember.
So Logan never got back to me, so
it's just us two this week.
Hang on. Oh, according to Schefter, as of right now, NFL is finding Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter for $57,222 for spitting on Dak Prescott. The league also says the game he was ejected for will serve as a 1-game suspension.
So what? He's back next week, or is he out for week 2?
It sounds like he's going to be playing week 2. We're just going to wait further information.
All right. But anyways, week 2, we got a great Thursday night game. We got the Washington Commanders traveling to Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. Micah Parsons playing his first NFC East team. First NFC East team since in a while. So I feel like this was going to be a good game. Packers defense versus the Washington offense. Since being at Lambeau, give me the Packers.
It's just a battle of just like two very well-rounded teams.
Yeah.
We also didn't really go over the Giants Commies game. Long story short, Russ isn't good. Jackson Dart season is approaching, and from what I've seen, Bobby Wagner is still elite. So thanks.
Yeah,
we could have had Wagner. Moving forward, I would. Damn it, who did I pick? I remember. I want to say I picked the Commies. So give me the Commanders to go 2-0.
It feels like it's such a weird game to look at because it's a good game, but this game is kind of hard to pick. But anyways, on to the next game. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars going against another cat team in the Cincinnati Bengals. We have the Battle of the Kitties here.
Yay!
The Jaguars played well. Granted, it was against the Panthers, but
in a game that took 5 hours. Pretzel boy.
Yeah, due to the weather. But I, as much as I hate to say this, but I'm gonna take the Bengals at home.
You're also frozen.
Oh, because I'm on Google Sheets.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to, ride with my boys. Go Bengals. Jaguars. Can you use BTJ and Travis Hunter more? I have them both in fantasy, and y'all kind of pissed me off.
All right. Anyway, speaking next game, Giants Cowboys.
Cowboys. Russell Wilson. We're moving on.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is still starting this week, by the way. So for people that want to know,
because of that, again, I'm still picking Cowboys.
All right, we got NFC North divisional matchup with the Bears and the Lions. I think this game's gonna be pretty close. You know, Ben Johnson's return to Detroit. You know what? I think we're gonna show who is the master here. So give me the Lions. Give me the Lions at home.
I don't have my glasses in my car. They're in my room. But give me an upset. Give me the Bears.
You're thinking
I'm
Ben
gonna.
Johnson pulls it off?
I don't like Caleb, but he shows that he can throw and he can run. But that offense is just too good to pass up. Even though they screwed me over in fantasy, so because of that, I'm gonna rock with the Bears. And if the
Robert?
Lions go 0-2, maybe press the panic button.
Ah, okay. Next one. Oh God, Cam Ward cannot. Cam Ward is gonna suffer again. He's gonna go
Oh
against the
God.
Rams. It's at
Yeah,
Tennessee too.
there's nothing I can do about that. The Rams are going to go 2-0.
Yeah, this is just all right. Next one we got. Oh, this one's gonna be an interesting one here. Tua always does well against his team. We have the Miami Dolphins in Miami going against the New England Patriots. Oh, I feel like this is the prove it game here. I right now on ESPN, 55% people are with New England with this. I look. I'm gonna have to trust Tua here. Every this is how we go. We're gonna doubt some team after a horrible loss week one, and then after that they somehow bounce back. So I'm actually taking the Dolphins. Logan, I still trust the Dolphins against the Patriots in Miami. All right. I'll still go with the Dolphins here. Is Thomas frozen or is he falling asleep? I think he's frozen.
Okay, we're back.
Ah,
I was just checking on my pickums.
okay.
um, you're gonna play me.
Go on
I'm
Miami.
once I'm once again. Maybe, I don't think it's gonna be an upset. I have the Patriots. The Dolphins are gonna go 0-2, and McDaniel is gonna be one game closer to being fired.
I because it's like it's those ones I'm like it's the since it's the AC East matchup, it's tough to gauge, especially going to week two since still weird stuff happens. All right, but moving on, we have the Niners and the Saints. The Niners, they're not going to have George Kittle for the next few weeks at least. And Brock Purdy, he might not play this game. So we might get to see Mac Jones debut as a Niner here. So, but even if Brock Purdy is out, I'm still taking the Niners. I still trust Kyle Shanahan to handle Mac Jones. If he's able to play with Jimmy G, I think he could do with Mac Jones.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also gonna pick the Niners. The Saints are just a terrible team. Go get a damn bag of pretzels. Um,
All right.
what was I gonna say? Another game we didn't talk about, which I really don't fucking care. The game was terrible. Saints defense is terrible. Saints offense is terrible. Blah 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 blah. Rattler sucks. They're gonna go 0-2. And as much as I kind of hate it, because I mean I don't hate the Saints roster. I kind of like it, but get a damn quarterback. Stop playing with this just nonsense and just have your official QB.
I I guess they're going to give Rattler a chance here. If not, then hopefully Tyler Shuck is the future. If not, tanking for potentially Archie Manning. If not, then whoever's the next top QB on the board.
Oh, hang on.
Uh,
Before we move on, so the official news among Carter. Um, the NFL has released its ruling on Jalen Carter, saying it's a one-game suspension that has been served.
okay,
Jalen
so he
Carter
will
playing a one-game
play.
suspension considered served in week one will forfeit game check and is eligible to play in week two.
Oh, okay, so he is back to playing. Copy.
Yes.
All right. Next one, we got the Buffalo Bills against the New York Jets. This one's giving me a trap game type of vibe here. This one, I can see the Jets pulling the upset here, but you know what? Again, Sinners is Josh's motivation, and he's gonna destroy the Jets. That's how I'm gonna just leave it right there. Give me the Bills.
I will also take the Bills because I heard in an interview that Haley Seinfeld said that Josh Allen is better in bed. So there's that.
Oh, we got a good one here. We got the Seahawks and the Steelers, the DK Metcalf Bowl here. The Steelers surprisingly looked well. Seattle could have done better, and now they're going to go against TJ Watt, which I'm low-key nervous about. This is going to be a close game here, but I'm still going to take the Hawks. They need to get this win right here. Give me the Hawks.
I'm also going to be taking my boys and Sammy D.
All right, all right. Up next, we got the Browns. Joe Flacco going against his former team in the Ravens.
Enough said. It's
Look,
the Ravens. No, we're done.
well,
We're moving on. No, shut up. There's nothing you can say.
I was gonna say,
Nope. Nope.
the Ravens, they're not gonna blow this game. Give me the Ravens. If this was in Cleveland, different discussion, but I'm taking the Ravens.
If the Ravens blow this game, I will laugh so hard, and it'll be so nice because
But
the Bengals will be 2-0, leading that division with pride, where everybody else is very incompetent.
you taking the Ravens?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, next one. Broncos and the Colts. The Broncos didn't have themselves a good game, but they still won. They still won. Their defense is still elite. The Colts, played against a terrible Miami Dolphins defense. And how much we like Daniel Jones this week, but if he somehow pulls it off, I don't know what to think. But give me Bo Nix and the Broncos defense for the win here.
What time is it?
I'm not saying it.
What time is it?
I'm not gonna say it, man.
Pretzel boy. What time is it?
Yeah, it's white boy season.
It's white boy season. Bo Nix is gonna beat the Bo Picks allegations and go 2-0 against Indiana Jones.
Dun 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 dun
Pretzel
dun
boy.
dun dun. All right, next one. We got the Panthers and the Cardinals. Okay,
Oh
the
God.
Panthers didn't look great. The Cardinals looked good, but it was against the Saints. Okay. This is the thing. Every time the Panthers and Cardinals play against each other, the Cardinals somehow lose. It's in Arizona. I don't know what's the phenomenon with this. I am the Cardinals should be the obvious pick here, right? Like this should be the obvious pick. They're the better team, and I have the Cardinals on my ESPN app as the team right now. But I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Panthers and the upset here. Bryce Young will own the Cardinals.
I also have that upset.
Because I just don't know. Every time the Panthers play against the Cardinals, somehow the Panthers do look good. I don't know what's the explanation behind it. It's just a weird game to look at. But next one, we got a Super Bowl rematch. We got the Eagles and the Chiefs, and Jalen Carter will be playing. All right, all right, all right. You think he lasts more than 6 seconds here?
Pause.
But will he not get ejected in less than 6 seconds?
Pause.
Will he be able to play the entire game? And I'll still say yes, but I am taking the Eagles. The Eagles still look like the better team than the Chiefs this past weekend.
Listen, all he has to do is punch Travis Kelce, and you know he's good. He can't spit on him, but if he punches him, we're good. But I want the
But
Chiefs to go 0-2.
all right, we're taking a lot of road teams today. We're taking a lot of road teams this week. Up next, we got the Falcons and the Vikings on Sunday Night Football, the quarterback matchup of the 2024 National College Championship game. You know what? You know what? I even though the Falcons let me down last week, and they're going to a tough environment in the Vikings. I think Michael Penix gets his revenge here against JJ McCarthy. Give me the Falcons. Give me the Falcons here. They almost had it. The Falcons almost had
You
it.
know, you know, Penix. There's just something about Penix I don't like. I don't know what it is. There's just something about Penix I just don't like it.
You think
What
it's
is there
like
about?
you think because he's from Michigan or something?
No, no, no. No, Penix was from Washington. He was a Husky.
No. Sorry, you said Penix. Okay, I messed up.
Dear
Wrong.
God. No, no. There's just some like physical attribute about Michael Penix Jr. that I just don't like.
Oh, because of his age. Like, he's like old.
No, no. So it has to do with his like. It's not his
For
age.
his
It's not.
complexion.
No, it's something physical about him.
I think you're thinking about his complexion.
No, no,
His
no,
pigment,
no.
skin pigmentation.
I'm not racist this episode. Last episode I was. No, it's the fact that he's a lefty. I don't like lefties. It, lefties piss me off because that gives me the other white boy, give me McCarthy.
All right. All right. All right. On to the next game. We got the Buccaneers going against the Houston Texans.
In a Monday night doubleheader.
No, and you can actually watch this one back to back. It's not like this game's at 4 and then the main one's at 5:15. No. You can watch this game at 4 p.m. and you watch the next game at 7 p.m. immediately after this game.
So you're saying that we
Uh,
have to stay up until like 10:30 to 11 just watch football?
I mean, if you want to, I'm probably gonna cut it off after halftime for the next game.
Oh God!
But
Imagine being on the East Coast. You had to be up until like 2.
anyways, continue.
You had to be up until like 2 in the morning just to watch football.
But the Texans didn't look as great. They still need an O line, and they're going against a well-rounded team in the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Buccaneers. I wanted to pick the Texans badly, but I think the Buccaneers are just the much better team right now.
I'm also going to pick the Buccaneers. Baker is on a contract here.
Oh, not a contract
Amika
year, and yeah, but soon.
Amika, Abukwa is elite. I wish I had him in fantasy. I'm very upset that I didn't. And their running back, Bucky Irving, is one of the best people in the world. So because of that, the Buccaneers are going to win.
All right, then the final game of the week, we got the Chargers and the Raiders. The Raiders got themselves a win. The Chargers looked impressive. They did well against the Chiefs in Brazil. Here's the thing. I believe in a thing called jet lag. Jet lag is just going to happen. I know they get that extra time. They get that extra time flying from Brazil to back to the States, and they get an extra few days to kind of work it out on a Monday night game. And they're going to Vegas, so this is still like another road game. But with that and all of that, give me the upset, because look at this. And then I know you're thinking, oh, because you're thinking just because of the rest. No. Let's look at this. Thomas, who's the coaches going to this game?
Old Man Carroll and Old Man Harbaugh.
And I think as Seattle fans, we know the history behind these two teams when they played each other as the Niners and Seahawks had coaches, right? We know who won at the end of the day. I think
Richard Sherman.
I think we heard the terms history repeats itself. I think it's going to happen here. History is going to repeat itself, and I'm going to go with the Raiders for the upset at home.
Listen, I like Carroll. I like Gino. I like Genti. I like Myers. I like Bowers, who is currently injured. Great. The Raiders defense also isn't awful, but the Chargers had one of the best offensive performances I've watched on Friday Night Football. So because of that, the Chargers are going to go 2-0 and solidify their lead on their division up until they play the Broncos and get smacked.
Oh, all right. Well, there you have it. These are our picks here. Oh, yeah, if you want to know our records going into this week, Logan went 9-7.
Respectable.
I, too, went 9-7.
Respectable.
So that means this week's lead, and probably the only week they'll get this lead, Thomas, with a record of 11-5.
Unless you want to claim 10-6.
I am not going to claim 10-6 after my ESPN incident.
Those of you who don't know, apparently on ESPN, he picked the Niners to beat Seattle. So
by accident, of course.
He also would have been 10-6 if he just stopped believing in washed up old man Flacco.
I'm just saying, I still believe in Flacco. He's still my guy. We'll see how it goes. He might. I'm not gonna put another bet on it, but he might put up a good game. But anyways, everybody, I hope y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good week. Stay safe out there. Don't smoke marijuana.
Oh, come on.
And peace out. A-Town down. Dun 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 dun.
I thought we agreed to leave that back in the arena.
Fine. I'll think of a different. I'll think of a different one. All right. We're gonna have to.
It's gonna involve pretzels here in a minute.
We're gonna have to find out. But anyways, y'all have a good one. Stay safe.
Smoke cocaine.